From the age of 7, I have lived with a deep-rooted depression that seems to be going nowhere fast. Through this, I have had a very hard time feeling joy of any kind. Even highs in my life like graduating high school or winning awards, I just have trouble feeling happiness and usually just feel sad with a feeling of unease, constantly questioning if I really deserve the few accomplishments I've ever had. The events that took place leading to the depression have also spawned some awful PTSD that crippled me in certain areas of development. For instance, it's hard for me to ever form any meaningful bonds with anyone, as trust is something I don't feel I have ever gained and have problems second-guessing if I truly deserve to be able to trust others. As I grew and kept the trauma and depression to myself, I ultimately came to a boiling point when I decided I would either go somewhere else and start anew or tell my family about the depression, trauma, and PTSD I had endured. This was right around the end of my high school years where initially I thought I would be better off starting somewhere new. To do this, I went to school early one morning, left early, and took public transportation to the train station nearest to me. From there I took a train from where I am to San Francisco. This was about a 20-hour long trip. You see, I had this dream of reinventing myself, something that is still a fresh idea in my mind, as I do not feel like I am the same person post-trauma. I am not the person I was originally on the path to become. Destiny, fate, bad luck, whatever you want to call it, ended his story then. I felt, and to some degree still feel like the remnants of that child, now just an empty husk without the life or traits that person once held. Anyways, I ended up getting on that train to San Francisco, and 20 hours later I stepped off the train, and immediately I knew I smelled like that dead husk I had been feeling like for the past several years. I went to a Starbucks and changed in the bathroom into the only pair of clothes I had brought along with me. Obviously, I had not thought this through very well. The city was expensive and I had some money in my bank account and about $500 cash on me at the time, just from events such as birthdays, holidays, rewards for helping around family members, just money that wouldn't last too long in San Francisco, and I knew that I needed to start looking for a job if I had any chance of making it there. Now with a goal in mind, I walked the street looking for a place to print my resume. I was looking for an office store of some sort and thought I should use Google Maps to make it easier on myself. I looked down at the screen and was interrupted by an elderly Hispanic woman and what looked to be her grandson. She asked me for help with directions as she herself was lost. I tried explaining on my phone where she needed to go, but she was walking and the place she needed to get to was on the other side of the city. There was a bit of a language barrier as her English was not the greatest and my Spanish is abysmal. So I motioned for her to follow me and took her to a nearby city train station where the small metro trains get people around. From there, I showed her on the large map what train she needed to board and what location she needed to get off of in order to go where she was going. She thanked me and waited for the train with her grandson. I don't know if it was saying that the two of them were lost or that they still had each other, but whatever it was, it ultimately made me change my own mind about staying in the city, and I decided I would hop on a train going in the opposite direction to an airport nearby so that I could fly back to where I came from. After getting back home, I told my family about the trauma and depression and how I had difficulty feeling emotion. I think this stirred back up old memories because my PTSD got much worse after this, and it led to a new illness. Non-epileptic seizures. Seizures of any kind are awful. You lose control of your body, flop around hurting yourself, and often destroy furniture or parts of your residence in the process. Unfortunately, what I suffer from cannot be helped by medication, much like my depression, which goes almost completely unaltered by any form of medication. The seizure started around the time I was turning 18 and made the remainder of my high school life and the years after very sad. I was often unable to join friends because I was stuck inside, hardly able to walk from the bed to the bathroom, or to find some food in the cabinet, and if your friends don't see you that often, sometimes they kind of start forgetting about you, it's natural, but it's not a fun thing to experience, and it's not fun to feel like you're slipping away from the group, not being able to meet up with anybody because your body's attacking itself. It's hard to find comfort in the world when you hurt every second of every day, living in a state of constant sadness that no amount of doctors, therapists, psychologists, or psychiatrists have ever been able to help correct. The future is uncertain, and though afraid, the whispers from that being in my dreams, emanating from the mask, are slowly becoming more comforting. Perhaps it's the warmth of the fires it once dragged me through, perhaps the promise of rest, the full lack of control. My pain would be gone, and I would be free.